Big up you lot. Predictions for Fulham, Liverpool, brother. I hope to be wrong, but Liverpool are gonna whitewash them, innit? They're gonna get slaughtered. I hope Leno can do a thing, but he's gonna get ripped, man. 3-4-0 Liverpool. In fact, you know what? Pre-season tax 2-0 Liverpool, because Liverpool might not be fully fit in them things, man. I told my opposing fans, hey, bring up the comments. The StreamYard, allow me, man. I told my opposing fans that the least Arsenal will come out in that match is 2 goals win. I'm still predicting that Arsenal is going to win their next 10 matches. Mark my words, bless, bro. God's power. I hope you're living up to your name, and I hope so, man. 3 points is all that mattered. Selhurst Park under the lights with all eyes on us. Job done. I ain't gonna lie, Rochelle. We're slight gassing it because it was sunny before, but cool, man. I love the terminology. It's calm. You know, some opposition football fans had their popcorn ready. They were ready. You know, they got their little laughs off the all or nothing. They're ready. They're gonna get their laughs and things, but it weren't yesterday, man. We can live. We can live. Big up my guy Neil, man. Always love your support. Opposition have Saka's number now and double up on him. And this is why I like that. You know, you can mark Saka all you want, but that might provide blind spots for what I want to see is midfield runners and Jesus and Martinelli and the rest of these guys. It comes with the territory. You know, you're a known quantity now. Man, I'm going to mark the hell out of you, double up against you. And you're right. That was an issue of last season. We're just kicking it into the channels for Saka. He's going to win it sometimes, take a man on. But over the course of 90 minutes, they're going to double up against him. They're going to win the first and probably the second headers. I would like a bit more physicality in our team. But unless certain men start taking steroids, which I don't advocate, I don't see it. Arthur, I think the boat's gone, man. I think that one there's gone. Can't remember the last time we can't remember the last time we won even on opening day. Trust. No. Fulham, a couple years ago, Emre settings. Ramsey done a little flick or something. Apart from that, I don't know. Whenever I think of opening day, I just remember Aston Villa, West Ham just putting issues of us, man. Come on, man. Shout out AC Milan, man. Shout out the AC Milan fans. What, you ain't got no Benassia for us now? Strong base to build on and resale value. Obviously, we want to see these men develop, but if we can get Gabriel, Saliba to a point, even Jesus and Odegaard, we might come to a territory where we might have to consider the Liverpool thing. We get some money for Coutinho. We reinvest what's going on, really. We hope not, but it's probably naive to expect these lads at Saliba at 21 to see out his career here, Jesus at 25 to see out his career here, etc., etc. You know, Saka, Smith Rowe, don't you dare think about leaving. You lot need to sign a death row contract. He did, man. I heard Van Dijk's got Saliba posters on his wall, blood. Injuries scare us, of course, but it's part and parcel of the game, man. Really. You know, why be scared about the inevitable, man? Trust. I hate Gary Neville, man. I describe him as I mean, I hate him as a football from his footballing opinion sometimes. I just think he is. How can I describe it? The Piers Morgan of football. I just think he's not even dedicated to integrity, saying the right things. Whether it's political views or football, I just think he wants attention. Like, attention is the new currency in today's day and age, and I think Gary Neville sums that up. I'm not saying he's wrong about everything. Sometimes he has some good comments, but yeah, man, it is what it is. Really and truly, it's just mad jarring. I'm just glad we won. Every one of my mates was telling me we'll just get turned over. Call them today and ask them to score. No excuses to not grab maximum points into the United game. Palace play Liverpool next. They were trying to set them up for that match. Boy, hope they could do a thing against Liverpool. Listen, apart from 2 games this season, I want Palace to do as well as they potentially can, man. You know, it's Vieira settings, man. Media bias goes back to when Wenger first joined. They all told him he failed because he's foreign, bro. You know how it is. You man said United, Spurs, Chelsea losing would complete the weekend. Amen. Yeah, man, Gabriel can be a bit rash at times. And I'm not going to lie, as much as I'm a fan of Gabriel, you've been here long enough to kind of stop that now. That's going to kind of cap you. If I'm completely honest with you, that's going to cap your potential. He's got the bozo gene in him. I like Gabriel. He's aggressive, left-footed. Actually, a good defender, was very good last season, but he needs to... I wish I could take that little calming influence from Saliba. Sometimes I think there's a bit of red mist, and I think it's contagious there, because it's as soon as when Ramsdale starts doing something dumb, the ball goes to Gabriel. Gabriel, I don't know what goes on in his head. He starts doing something dumb almost instantly. But other than that, he's calm, really. But yeah, man, bit more calculated from him. Nah, man, he's at football, so he's a Piers Morgan on football, bro. Gary Neville really chats a lot of farts, bro, especially around the Super League thing, where you work for flipping Sky. Sky didn't give a crap about Super League. It's because you lot were gonna have to fight for TV rights, but they used the fans, and we're losing our game, much like politicians these days. They know how to use people. Myth, man, absolute myth. We need to pattern a bench. We need to have a better bench, but. We're not going to get there overnight. Gabriel acts hella right. Looks like he's glitching on the pitch. You're right, man. Fulham might surprise for a few minutes and then we'll probably get blown away. They have a good squad, though. Who's home? Fulham. Yeah, I mean, you probably expect that until, someone gets in a foot race with Mr. Mo Salah. You know how that story normally goes. Kyle, I'm happy there's no money in the Prem this anymore. All my homies hate Gary Neville. Hate's a strong word. I don't know him as a man. I hate some of your footballing opinions. I flipping hate when you talk about Arsenal. Like, I genuinely hate it. Even when you could tell me Saliba's a good player, and just because of you now, you're in that territory. I say, no, he's not. Why did he go on loan all the time then? Like, he makes me not want it. It's got to that territory now. But if I'm Saliba, I'm not renewing that contract just yet, Try to get some more zeros. If I'm his agent watching that game, I'm like, that 10%'s looking healthier now. It's looking mad healthier now. But getting Saliba, Martinelli, Xhaka tied down, absolute priorities. The only thing I would say generally at Arsenal, for as good as it was yesterday, I did want to go into the season. I would have loved to have been going into the season with a centre mid in that pivot. I still think that needs to be improved. And again, a lot of teams, not just us, have it, but there's still uncertainty around a couple of players. Pepe and Nelson didn't play. They were on the bench. Are they going to be here come September the 1st? I don't know. Do you think the likes of Saka and Martinelli will get overplayed this season? Potentially, because who else is there? Your best players are always going to play. And if they're performing, you don't really want to drop them. We hope there's rotation and all of those things. But yeah, man. I really hope so. It was a good game, man. Odegaard disappeared in the second half. What kind of captain hides? Allow him, man. I'm not gonna lie, he does things off the ball and that. Might have to give you what's that famous thing? Was it Jose or Wenger said? If you wanna, if you watch football, if you want to watch football, watch football. But if you want to see Ozil, watch Ozil and not the football. I think Odegaard, we're gonna have to gas him up with that one as well. He's calm, man. I do want to see him exert himself a bit more. I do want it to be the Odegaard show. Like, again, it's all Saliba, it's Ben White. Even that, a push, if I'm really harsh, take nothing away from the attackers. Because obviously Martinelli scored and we won. But it's a game where I'm talking about the defenders again. Now, again, it's lovely to see a clean sheet, but I would have loved to have been waffling about the attackers today, really. And I think the game was too close for comfort. As much as we are happy to win, had we have lost that game or drawn that game or dropped points, we'd all be upset. We'd be asking questions of game, man management, all of the things that we are. But I think deep down, we couldn't be surprised. We couldn't be upset because I do think Palace did more than enough to someone, clearly not, but more than enough to somewhat get something out of that game, if I'm honest with you. It's a games of ifs and buts. Had Isaiah scored, had Eduardo bagged, it would have been a different game. But this is it. Had Barcelona not cheated, we'd be Champions League winners in 2006, innit, really? So, yeah, it's brazy, man. De Jong to Chelsea, brazy. I mean, whether Saliba will stand up for a challenge or not, his stock is ever rising. Even if they didn't believe in Saliba, just in terms of protecting resale value, it's vital to not let a 21-year-old French international run down his deal and be into the last 80 months. It's a dangerous game. Look at Liverpool. Jota's been there 2 minutes. He signed a new 5-year deal. Whether you like Jota or not, Liverpool very good at understanding new deals, keeping people is half the job as well. What do you rate Arteta? Waiting until we collapse to make subs. Tierney could have came 10 minutes earlier. 1 minute for Lokonga was a joke. I mean, Lokonga time wasting sub. I think Tierney came on and did well. When he brought on Eddie, it did well. I think Arteta did all right. Still, like, you know what? He's the manager, isn't it? Like, I think subs should have happened, but the manager's proven us right. Obviously, he's the one with the players. He's seeing it from a different angle. The players have to be able to suffer. The players were doing okay, even though they were gassed up. Sometimes making subs early can change things. I did want to see El Nene into the midfield, but 9 out of 10 from Arteta. I would have loved to have seen the subs a bit earlier. That's it. Can't say nothing in that game. He did everything, man. You know, there was not much more he could do, really. You know, everything worked, really. I think, look, bro, I'm Odegaard's biggest fan, bro. Odegaard's my guy, bro. No one can, bro. Odegaard could tell me this guy's purple, and I'm like, yeah, it is, you know. Odegaard's my guy. I think he's shirty, but I think there's levels he can go up. A lot of them. I think he can get more goals, more assists. For me, more important than that, for me, I want to see him control the game for us. You could be that press resistant number 8. You could be that guy picking the holes. You're wearing the number 8. You could be the guy like that. Do you think you need to physically impose yourself a bit more? But yeah, man. It is what it is in that regards. We took Zinchenko off for Tini. That's the most elite sub I've seen Arsenal make in years. He ain't making subs because he don't rate the others ones like that. Bro, I'm not going to lie. That's his business because that's your squad now. He has said that. You can't not rate. Money's been spent. You've spent an F load amount of money since you've signed it. Boy, it is what it is. You know, Arteta's allowed to not make subs just because he don't want to. There's no point making subs for no reason. If things went left, then I have the right to say what's going on. But everything kind of works. I can't ask anything more of you, really. You know, if anything, it's more on. If you're looking at improvements, for me, it's more on the players than the gaffer in that game. And there'll be games where the gaffer, I'm like, what's going on? Like Palace last year, as poor as Tavares is, you kind of, you know, you're letting the blind, you're leaving him just to his own devices, and he's getting savaged. Bit harsh to call Saliba a one-man defense. The whole defense did well, but he's a class above it, and he did save his teammates really. And for me, he's the most important reason as to why we bloody got the clean sheet in the first place. Man of the match, without a doubt, Saliba. That no one else is talking to Saliba. I would say Ben White after that, purely because everyone was kind of shook. He kept Zaha quiet. I would say them two really. I think Saliba. I think everybody was a 6, 7s potentially, but I think Saliba 10 out of 10 class above everyone. So I think Saliba by quite a distance, if I'm honest with you. Big up Ramsdale for the saves. Ben White did very well against Zaha, but I think based on that 90 minutes, Saliba's up here. All the other guys, not to belittle their performances, but they're all down there. Like, that's the man. That's been one of the most clearest man of the match awards required and given. Opening day, William Masterclass. Yeah, and then what happened? He's been linked with a return, you know. Back to thingy. Anderson up there for man of the match. I mean, I don't care about Palace. You know, man of the match for your team lost. Should have got yellow. He was a good player. Anderson had a good game, probably the best in a Palace shirt, but I don't give a crap about Palace, Marco. That's their business, man. It's Arsenal stream. Big up Palace, though, man. We'll look out for you, lot. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm just glad we won as well, bro. Opinions on Xhaka? Done all right, man. You know, I was a bit scared when you got on the yellow. That dive, I don't know what that was. You know, rumors say he's still diving right now, really. But, yeah, he did all right. Martinelli was good. Bro, as I said, I don't think anyone was poor yesterday. At all. I don't think anyone was poor. I just think Saliba was the guy. Shout out the Twitch ones as well, man. Certainly appreciate you for resubscribing. You said, yo, DG, what I will say, it was a decent performance, but I can still see glimpses of last season in this team. But like you always say, it takes a while to unlearn bad habits. Exactly. And we're not going to rock up in preseason and it's all done. There was many bad habits in that game. There's going to be many bad habits. We're not going to see true improvement halfway into the season. But that dive was awful from Xhaka. Bit harsh to book him. We see that every week in the Prem. Arsenal fans doing what they're doing about, Xhaka, one rule for Xhaka, but yeah, man, that was horrible from Xhaka, blood. That was horrible. I can't blame him. You're seeing Gabriel Jesus and these sort of man. You're gonna want to try to do that. That was horrible, blood. Fun fact: Xhaka has never been sent off for 2 yellows. Big him up. You know what was impressive? We didn't completely capitulate when we were under real pressure. Amen. We can sleep peacefully until Leicester, man. It's all going well, man. I need to wake up on Monday. Tellerman's holding the shirt. Can we start dream chasing for some of these signings, these lit Brazilians? You know, can we get back to earlier in the summer when it was Paqueta this, Rafinha that? We all knew he was never getting Gnabry, but the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. Like, hey, man, football's the best ever sport when you're winning, man. Sometimes when we lose, I wake up vexed, you know. Like, I'm here before we go live, but you might not see it because we have to give you lot the energy, but man, bloody hell, mate. You know, we all know, bro. The morning, for me, the morning time when we lose after the night before is the toughest, man. I just wake up and go, what if we did this? What if that happened? What if this? Because for me, I watch football in moments. Like, I see moments. Like, in my head, I'm replaying what would I thought Izzy scored. Big up Ramsdale. I genuinely thought he scored. I think you're a very good player. You need to be scoring that. Not against us, but you need to be scoring that. Roran has said, yes, bro. Big up yourself. Great channel. Thank you, man. Come on, man. The Corey should have been booked. The ref was moving brazy, man. The ref was moving brazy. There was a couple of things going for and against the other teams that was a bit brazy. I don't think the ref had total control of the game, but play to the whistle, man. You know, we need to stop waffling about referees. Play to the whistle, control the variables we can control, which is defending relatively decent, scoring goals, because obviously you're not going to win the game if you don't do that, innit? So that's what we need to do. Play to the whistle. I know half of you have played Sunday League. You've all played football clubs where the ref is the coach and he's chatting shit and he's giving his team more favourable decisions. I have to hot up Boardwater Farm. I used to play for them and then I joined Edmonton All Stars. Classford used to do that every week. Shout out Classford. You'll be beating them. You're playing. He's worse than Sir Alex Ferguson. He's playing on. Play to the whistle. Forget the ref. Have the mentality refs are against you. Refs are shit. Control the variables you can, man. Bro, he should be challenging for his spot. Saliba, go and give Arteta a headache. Even if Tomiyasu's fit and he wants to immediately reinsert him back into the team, give him headaches. He needs headaches. It's a long game of football, man. It's a long game of football this season. If you had to choose one between Benassia, Telemans, Douglas, Luiz, which one would you go for? Sorry, Tomiyasu and Marquinhos to feature against Man United for the 21s. They're playing today. I think they kick off at 1 o'clock. If you're near Bournemouth, get down there. Big up Tomiyasu, you know. And big up Marquinhos. That's going to be him for a while, innit? Europa League, and that is you. I love Benassi as a footballer. I'll say Telemans because the hype and the links is we need to get that one done now, innit? Right about now, funny enough, I'm probably feeling the Douglas Luiz one a bit more. He's fairly tigerish in the midfield. Obviously, anything happens to Partey, we're in problems. We evidently, you know, he's worked with City, been at City with Arteta. We evidently wanted him at a point because we were linked with him, contracted until 2023. You might get a little deal there. I might be thinking him right now, you know. I can't. Telemans / Benassia, then Douglas Luiz, but bring them all, man. I wish we brought in 3 midfielders this window, but that was always dream chasing. Bro, there was hella dives, man. Hella dives. But yeah, he doesn't have the pace, bro. My man went past him, like, and then Xhaka was like, ah. And then what was killing me, you could always tell by the reaction, Xhaka was trying to say ref light, man. It was a one thing. It was about I tripped. Xhaka kills me. Hey, Xhaka is my guy, man. Even when he was leading the press as well, like, man, I like Xhaka, man. He's a likable guy. He just shouldn't be in the lineup week in, week out, man. I mean, we can laugh about it when we're winning. I don't know if it'd be that funny if we drop points for winning positions, is it? So it would have been brazy.